Good Monday evening, and thank you for tuning in with us here at FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Alyssa Pedrick.
And I'm student meteorologist Michael Onden. And let's start off the show by actually giving a shout out to our men's basketball team. They just came up short of reaching the Final Four Saturday night, but honestly, I never expected them to make it all the way to the Elite Eight. I don't think they expect that either.
They worked really hard. Michigan is a really great team, and this year was the year of the upsets, and they really made us proud here at Florida State watching the game. It kept us on our toes, and unfortunately we did lose, but we lost to a really great team.
Yeah, Michigan's a really good team, and honestly, most of the team is coming back next year, so who knows, we can make an even deeper run in the tournament. But back to our weather. Yesterday was cloudy. Today was cloudy, but it felt cooler, much cooler outside today.
We are definitely cooler than average. We should be reaching temperatures in the upper 70s, but today our high was in the mid 60s. So it was fairly cooler, and it was breezy outside, making it feel even colder than that.
Yeah, much cooler than it was yesterday. And we'll tell you why it was much cooler today than it was yesterday. And will it stick around? We'll actually tell you that actually happens, but it's been really warm recently, and then we get this cool day today. So
in the next few days, we will continue to heat up, becoming more near average. And Wednesday, we will actually begin to see the sun, but going into the weekend, which we will give you an update of that through our 7-day, it will begin to see some rain chances come back in. So Wednesday will be the best day for you to go outside, but we're actually going to send it out to Jen to give us an overview.
Yeah, thanks guys. And as we're taking a look at temperatures, because of the overcast conditions and the wind that's been sticking around for most of the day, we've actually been below average for this time of the year. 63 degrees was the recorded high for this afternoon, much cooler than the average temperature, around 76 degrees, but the low temperature was a bit higher, around 55 degrees, and that's because of these overcast clouds that are sticking around North Florida and even on throughout the southeast. We'll give you that full update in the southeast overview. But with these overcast clouds, they're also keeping us a bit cooler and warmer as we're heading in through the overnight hours. Tomorrow's forecast will keep things pretty warm heading out throughout the afternoon. 78 degrees for Monticello as well as 79 degrees with partly cloudy skies in Quincy and 80 degrees for Tallahassee. If you're heading around the coast, 75 degrees in St. Mark's. But for the show tonight, we'll actually give you the cloudy skies will stick around for most of the day with also that slight chance of rain, but increasing sunshine throughout Tuesday and Wednesday as our next cold front approaches. Alyssa, give us the full rundown for the local.
Thank you, Jen. I'm going to show you FSU weather stem looking right now live through Tallahassee. We saw some clouds persisting throughout the day, and currently we're seeing our temperatures being 59 degrees and cloudy. Winds coming out of the east, northeast, 14 miles per hour. And checking in with our radar, you can really see these low-level clouds that have persisted throughout today, and that will continue going in through the evening hours. So going through our night times, it will feel a little bit warmer than usual, being in the upper 50s. But right now, looking at these temperatures, we're seeing here in Tallahassee 59 degrees, Quincy 57, and Bainbridge 55. So basically all over the Big Bend, we're seeing in the mid to upper 50s. Over by the coast, a little bit warmer in the 60s. Dew points around the Big Bend, we're seeing them being around the 50s, around Tallahassee and Quincy. Over towards Apalachicola, towards the coast, we're seeing a little bit higher, 58 degrees. And it's not an actual temperature, it's just to gauge how humid it is, and it makes sense because over by the coast it should be a little bit more than here inland. But going towards tonight's forecast, we're going to see our temperatures be in the mid to upper 50s here in Tallahassee, 55 degrees. St. Mark's a little bit warmer, 57, and Apalachicola being the warmest, 60 degrees. But all over the Big Bend, you can see clouds will be a trend going into the overnight hours. And really looking in the futurecast to really give you a full picture of what's going to be seen going into tonight. The clouds will stick around even going into tomorrow morning. Those clouds will be there, but going throughout the day and even to the evening hours begin to clear out. Tuesday at 6 p.m. is where you will see Tallahassee begin to clear out, as well as St. Mark's and Apalachicola. But over towards the northeast areas of the Big Bend, we'll continue to see those clouds. But as the time goes on from Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning, it'll be clear, leaving us with Wednesday a beautiful day. But looking just towards tomorrow, we're seeing Tallahassee 80 degrees, Quincy 79, Apalachicola just a little bit cooler near the coast, 74 degrees. So all over the Big Bend, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. But just giving us a full outlook of our 7-day forecast. We can see here in Tallahassee, we're going to be tomorrow 77 degrees, 55 degrees for our overnight low. But Wednesday, beautiful sunshine. That'll be the day that the clouds will begin to clear out, leaving us with temperatures being a little bit warmer in the next few days. But looking towards Thursday and Friday, the rain chances will creep back up due to a cold front becoming closer to our area. Right now, it's in the Midwest and Great Plains, so nothing to worry about right now, but through the forecast, we can see the chances bump up to 20% on Thursday and Friday, 70%. But look at that weekend. Sunshine on Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and low 80s. So definitely a great outlook towards our weekend. But I'm going to pass on over to Michael to give us an outlook of the Southeast.
Yeah, thanks, Alyssa. The Southeast is very interesting. If you look at the eastern part of the Southeast, look at Atlanta, my hometown of Atlanta. They've been stuck in the 40s. Not also yesterday, but also today. 48 is the temperature right now. Tallahassee, you're at 59. But when you look towards the western part of the Southeast, you're in the 70s and 80s. Now you're wondering, why is it much cooler across the eastern part than the western part? We had a backdoor cold front move through the eastern part these last few days. Now you're wondering, what is a backdoor cold front? It's a cold front, but the direction is different. Instead of moving from the northwest to the southeast like normal cold fronts do, a backdoor cold front moves from the northeast to the southwest. So it's just a different direction the cold front is moving. So you can see another thing about this cold front, the dew points are much lower across the eastern sections of the southeast than the western sections. 32 is your dew point in Atlanta, but down towards Shreveport and Jackson, you're in the 60s as your dew points, much more humid as you go further west in the region. Another thing about this cold front and why it's a little interesting in terms of its structure, the winds are coming from the north and the east here in the eastern part of the Southeast, but as we go towards the west, you see there's another cold front back towards Texas, and ahead of that, the winds are coming from the south, and they're pretty breezy down towards New Orleans and in Jackson, Mississippi, where they're at 20 miles per hour as your winds. Now, with this backdoor cold front, you're having a lot of persistent cloud cover across the entire Southeast. That's why Atlanta's been stuck in the 40s for the last 2 days. Tallahassee barely got into the 60s because of all this persistent cloud cover. So that's why it's been very cool and gloomy, dare I say it, raw kind of day out there. But as we go back towards the west, we do have a flash flood watch because they're expecting a lot of rain out there. And that front is actually going to move east as we head into the later part of the work week. Now you start to see in this futurecast, this cloud cover is very stubborn in terms of breaking. It starts to break, as you can see, down towards Tallahassee, it starts to break. But up towards Atlanta, you're going to stick in this very cool, raw kind of air for the next day. But by Wednesday, you'll start to warm up again. Tonight, look at the temperature in Atlanta compared to right now. Barely going down into the 40s, not much of a temperature change because of that cold front. Similar story in Tallahassee, only going down about 5 to 8 degrees because of all that cloud cover. But as we head into tomorrow, look at the difference in Tallahassee. Only in the 60s today, you'll reach it to the 80s as we head into tomorrow. But the wedge up towards North Georgia hangs on for one more day up in Atlanta. 59 will be your high as we head into tomorrow. But for now, let's send it back to the desk.
So as we're bringing things back on towards the desk, we're actually going to talk about the fact that since we've had so many nor'easters this winter, heading into New England and all those areas, a lot of farmers have actually had trouble planting seeds and other sorts of fruits and vegetables and all of that. So we're actually seeing a later time for harvesting and
yeah, because of all of these nor'easters, it's made temperatures in the soil be a lot cooler than it should be because we had 4 and typically we'd see 1 or 2. So it's going to be lagging behind. So they can't really plant things right now because it'll kill all of those seeds. So they're going to be actually seeing it possibly happening around April 15th, maybe even a little later than that for the possibility of starting agriculture again.
So the reason why we're saying this is because soil temperatures around 50 degrees are actually too cold for many plants and vegetables and other sorts to actually grow. So it's actually had germination, I believe that's what it's called. So because of these cool soil temperatures, because of all the winter storms that have been passing, it's been struggling. A lot of the agriculture industry has been struggling a little bit.
So hopefully with the temperatures now that we're probably not going to see another nor'easter anytime soon. So once the temperatures start to begin to increase, they'll be able to start their production all over again and get back towards normal. But for here in Tallahassee, we really don't have that type of problem. Our temperatures have been fairly normal for this time of year.
And actually, it's cooler temperatures that are actually pretty good for local industries in Florida, like the strawberry industry. They actually rely on some freezing overnight freezing temperatures to help with the growing of a lot of strawberry production in Florida. But
I did not know that.
No, yeah.
No.
Fun fact.
Throwing that out there, I'm like, I'm learning something too.
But it can also be harmful. Like if you get too many freezing nights, you can actually, orange industry and even strawberry industry in some cases, it can affect them, but it's sometimes pretty good for them.
Right, so we're hoping that temperatures will stay the way that they should be all over America so that the production and agriculture will be stable.
For some Midwest areas, actually going into April and into May, farmers in the Midwest will see temperatures returning back to normal for an average temperatures for the soil. So they will start producing. I mean, it's not nothing is ruined or anything like that, but they will be able to get back into
which will be great because they could be losing a lot of money and things like that, and so it's not a very good thing. That's how important weather is. All across the country, but we're actually going to send it on out to
the wall.
To the wall. We will send it out to the wall for Michael. Yeah,
Michael. Yeah, thanks, ladies. As you can see, our FSU Live Weather Stem cam, it's been like this for the entire day. Clouds stuck across the entire region. Very gloomy, very cool. Again, I call it raw weather. Now, you can see that's going to actually break down as we head into tomorrow, but currently, it is 59 degrees outside. We struggled to reach the 60-degree mark. We got up to 63 today. The reason why, again, we've been under these clouds for the whole day is because of this east-northeast wind at 14 miles per hour right now. It's been very persistent as we've gone throughout the entire day. Another interesting thing about this cold front, as I've been saying, 52 in Valdosta compared to 66 in Apalachicola. I rarely see that a lot where Valdosta is cooler than Apalachicola. Usually at this time of year, Valdosta is kind of warmer than Apalachicola. So that's another interesting thing that we don't really see that much. The dew points are also, they're relatively moderate. 50 is your dew point in Tallahassee, similar in Quincy and Bainbridge, but it is well closer to your temperature. Remember, your temperature in Tallahassee right now is 59, so it's pretty close to your actual air temperature, so it is feeling a little gross outside. The winds again are coming from the north and the east, a very rare wind direction we see here in the southeast. Again, it's because of that cold front moving from the north and the east down towards the south and the west, but that cold front has broken down and the warm air will return as we head into tomorrow. The radar will show you a lot of low-level cloudiness, not here just in Tallahassee, not just in North Florida, but across the entire eastern section of the southeast. The temperatures have barely budged across the entire southeast for the entire day. Whatever you started out in the morning was your high actually in the afternoon. And as for tonight, you saw your temperatures at 59 in Tallahassee. You're only going down to 55 as a low because of that stubborn cloud cover. Up towards Valdosta, you saw your current temperatures 52. Your temperature's not even going to go down, only going to go down a degree. 51 is your low there in Valdosta. Apalachicola is going to be the warm spot at 60 at your low. But for tomorrow, look at those temperatures, much warmer compared to today. Actually similar temperatures to what we experienced on Sunday, where we actually reached 81. 80 will be your high here in Tallahassee. The cool spot will be, as we normally see, Apalachicola at 74. As we go into your 7-day forecast, you start to see that we do warm up ahead of our next cold front. That's why the rain chances increase as we go into Thursday and Friday. But by the time we get into the weekend, it is going to clear out. And a lot of us are heading out to the golf course, so it is going to be a great golfing weather weekend. But with a look at the national forecast.
Yeah, let's zoom on out here and take a look at what's going on nationally right now. Tallahassee currently at 59 degrees. Still much of the southeast experiencing those cloudy skies. And if we move over into the Central Plains area, Dallas-Fort Worth, 86 degrees. San Antonio at 82 degrees. They are getting some severe thunderstorms right now as well. Minneapolis up there at 35 degrees, and they are currently getting some snow. And Billings, 48 degrees, a little bit warmer than they are normally used to for this time of year. Now, if we look at those dew points, we can see that that backdoor cold front is having its effect on much of the southeast and into the Central Plains, southern part of the United States. New Orleans, 69-degree dew point right now, so it is definitely muggy over there. But if we look over here at Denver and Billings and Salt Lake City, their dew points are pretty low. So they have a lot of dry air in their region, as does much of the Northeast, with Washington, D.C. at 26 and Boston at 22. Now let's pull up that radar to look at all of this precipitation that's moving through the central part of the country. St. Louis and much of Illinois is currently getting a lot of rain, and Minneapolis and the northern part of Minnesota is getting some snow as we currently speak. If we zoom in to the Pacific Northwest, we can see that Spokane, Washington, and Seattle, and much of Washington State is getting some rain right now. It seems like it's pretty much always raining out there for them. And some of the areas that have the higher elevations in the mountains are actually getting some winter weather, which has given them a winter weather advisory. Now, if we scroll back over here to the Central Plains and Great Lakes region, we can see all this rain into Illinois, which is giving them some flood watches for much of Missouri and St. Louis into Illinois. And if we zoom down to Texas here, we can see that these storms are producing some lightning and some severe weather for much of the Texas into Oklahoma region as well. And we can also see over here in the eastern portion of New Mexico, they're in a severe drought. So these high winds are giving them the chance for some severe wildfires. Now for tonight, Tallahassee getting down to 55. It's going to be remaining mostly cloudy for our region and mostly cloudy for much of the southeast. Dallas-Fort Worth, 70 degrees tonight, and they're still going to be seeing some persistent rain, as will much of the Great Lakes region. Now for tomorrow, Tallahassee could reach that 80-degree mark for tomorrow, as will much of the southeast, whereas much of the rest of the country will be a little bit cooler, but actually warmer than normal for this time. But for now, I'm actually going to send things with Alyssa, where she has a live look for us.
I'm student meteorologist Alyssa Petrick out here on the roof of the Love Building. You can really see the clouds that have persisted through today, even going into the evening hours, even the wind really blowing my hair around. So going into tonight, you might want to bring that jacket around because temperatures will be in the upper 50s, feeling a little bit cooler because of this wind. The clouds will continue to push through going into tomorrow, leaving our temperatures being in the upper 70s and our lows being in the mid 50s. But once we get into Wednesday, we will see sunny skies. You can see that hair blowing again. You can see the sunny skies, as well as high temperatures being in the upper 70s as well. And going into this weekend, we will see chances for rain begin to spike back up to 70% going into Friday as a cold front begins to push through, going from the Midwest through the Great Plains, pushing through the Southeast, primarily on Friday. So continuing on through your week, keep in mind on Wednesday will be the greatest day for sunshine. So take advantage of that if you do have time outside of class. I'm going to send it on back to the desk.
Thank you, Alyssa. So yeah, we've actually had some reports earlier this week about some crazy Mars-looking orange snow.
Orange snow in Russia. And I looked at those pictures earlier today, and I'm wondering what is behind this. So we have the Sahara Desert down towards Africa, so that's not too far from Europe. And so when you get these high winds down there, it lofts all that dust up into the upper atmosphere. Now, a lot of our precip comes from the upper atmosphere. So when that dust gets transported into Europe, you get the snow falling because it's cold enough for snow, and it combines with Sahara dust. Sahara dust is like an orange kind of color, and so it combines with the snow, makes the snow from white into orange. So that was falling in Russia this past weekend. Very interesting phenomenon. I remember reading that it only happens once in 5 years.
Yeah, I saw that same thing, and it actually has happened in parts of Russia. Sochi, who hosted the Olympics a couple years ago, I've seen pictures of them snowboarding and skiing in this orange-looking snow, and parts of Europe as well, like Bulgaria and parts like that have also been experiencing this orange snow as well. It's a crazy weather phenomenon.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's one of the interesting things about our planet Earth.
Yep.
But for now, we're going to send it off to Jennifer with a look at Florida.
Yeah, and so taking a look at temperatures all across Florida, we're actually seeing that northern part of Florida is actually staying pretty chilly around here. Some lingering showers in Jacksonville around 56 degrees and also 59 degrees here in Tallahassee. But as we get on lower down the state, we actually see the temperatures are spiking a little bit, 83 degrees with only partly cloudy skies in Fort Myers, as well as 80 degrees in Tampa. So overall, things are feeling pretty comfortable, but we actually are seeing a dip in temperature from this time yesterday, 21-degree decrease in temperature since this time yesterday here in Tallahassee, as well as 18-degree difference in temperature in Gainesville. Most of South Florida is actually getting warmer, but with these dew points, it actually feels a little bit humid outside because temperatures are around the 60-degree range. So with these dew points being around 50 degrees, it's going to feel a little bit humid when you walk outside the door. I know my hair was poofing when on my way over here to the studio. The radar across Florida is actually, we're seeing some partly cloudy skies, mainly for the north part of Florida, which is actually keeping our temperatures down. But we also have some rain showers heading on coast along the eastern seaboard. So they're actually seeing some showers on that side of the Florida. But the winds are mainly coming out of the east. Gustier at times here in Florida, around 14 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, as well as 17 miles per hour in Orlando and 10 miles per hour in Fort Myers. But overall, things are feeling a bit breezy, which is making it feel a lot cooler when you walk outside the door here in Tallahassee. The futurecast will keep the clouds in the forecast going throughout tonight and into tomorrow. Tonight, with tonight's cloud cover, it'll actually keep us a little bit warmer heading throughout the night. We'll only get temperatures around 55 degrees for tonight. But overall, we'll see some scattering clouds heading into tomorrow and into Wednesday as well. But overall, things will be a little bit more cloudy as we head on throughout most of the day. Tuesday in the afternoon is when we'll actually see cloud cover decreasing for most of the area. Tonight's forecast around Florida, we'll see temperatures staying pretty warm here in North Florida, around 55 degrees with overcast skies here in Tallahassee. Jacksonville will actually see some lingering showers heading throughout the overnight hours, as well as 58 degrees for Gainesville, overcast conditions. And Miami is another place where they'll see some scattering showers, 71 degrees for Miami. It'll stay a little bit warmer heading throughout tonight. Tomorrow's forecast will be sunny will be partly cloudy for most of Florida, 73 degrees in Jacksonville, almost 80 degrees here in Tallahassee, as well as 82 degrees in Tampa with some partly cloudy skies. And 84 in Fort Myers are actually going to be one of the warmer spots here across Florida, and 71 degrees with overcast skies in Pensacola. But overall, things are going to feel pretty warm heading throughout the next few days as AJ gives us a look at our final local.
Yeah, let's zoom on in here and take our final look at our local forecast here. We can see on the radar here from today that we had a lot of cloud coverage for our region, but those clouds didn't bring along any precipitation with it, and those clouds did keep our temperatures pretty cool for this time of year and mild for this time of year. Now, as I was saying, we only got up to 63 degrees today, which is significantly lower than our average of the mid-70s for this time of year, and nowhere even close to our record we set almost 100 years ago today. But with those low high temperatures, those clouds also produced a higher low temperature than average, where we were 6 degrees warmer than our average. Currently 59 degrees, and those clouds are just sticking around. They don't seem like they really want to go anywhere for much of the day, and they're just going to be sticking around for most of the night. And we still have those east-northeasterly winds at 14 miles per hour. Currently for our region, Tallahassee at 59, Perry at 57, Valdosta, our low spot here at 52 degrees, and Apalachicola, our hot spot down there by the coast at 66 degrees. Our dew points, much of the same. Tallahassee, not terribly humid out there, but not dry enough to where it's comfortable. Tallahassee at 50, Perry at 51, Valdosta at 47, Bainbridge over there at 50. So you can see some pretty uniform temperatures and uniform dew points for much of our region. As I was saying earlier, those winds are coming out of the east-northeast, which is due to that backdoor cold front that Michael was talking about earlier, bringing in those cooler temperatures for much of our region. Tallahassee at 13 miles per hour, Monticello at 14, and those higher winds are actually bringing us somewhat of a wind chill in the middle of March, which is pretty uncommon for this time of year. Now for tonight, Tallahassee going to be at 55 degrees, Perry at 56. Our entire region is going to be in the low to mid 50s with the exception of Apalachicola, but they're not going to escape the cloud coverage. So much of our region will be experiencing a cloudy night ahead and even a cloudy day for tomorrow as well, with Tallahassee potentially reaching the 80-degree mark, where today we are barely topping 60. It's going to be a drastic temperature change for tomorrow, with Monticello getting up to 78, as will Thomasville. Most of our area is still going to be seeing those partly cloudy to cloudy skies, but as the day moves on, we should be able to see those clouds start to make their way out of our region. You can see the partly cloudiness here, and then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, those clouds really start to make their way out of our region, which will give us some sunny skies for the rest of the week until we have another front that moves through on Friday. Now tomorrow 77, Wednesday 78, Thursday 79, upper 70s for most of our region. After that rain moves through on Friday, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful weekend for us ahead. But for now, I'm going to send things over to Alyssa and Jennifer to wrap up the show.
Thank you, AJ, for our final look on our local weather. Can we just skip tomorrow and get right to Wednesday?
I would not mind that. I love the sunny weather, and I really don't want to go to classes tomorrow.
Right, especially these temperatures being back towards average. We won't really need that jacket going around even into the overnight hours. You can see here on tomorrow, 77 degrees, and the overnight being 55 degrees.
Yeah, so things are going to heat up tomorrow afternoon. We'll be able to put our jackets away, like you said, but have to bring out the rain jackets heading into Thursday and Friday. With that cold front making its way on through, we'll actually see rain chances increasing to about 70% for Friday. So, but the weekend looks great.
Look at that sunshine. It's always good when you see the little, is it like emoji? What do you want to call it? What is that? Like the little sun. I don't know what to call it.
The little
icon.
sun image. Yeah, the icon.
When you see just the pure sun with no clouds or rain, that's when you know it's
Yeah.
going to be a good day. Something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, I love heading outside, especially on the weekends when it's like really nice and beautiful. Like this weekend. This weekend was really nice. Saturday was beautiful. I think Sunday was a little more cloudy.
And especially going into Easter weekend, not rain for the kids, going out and about, going through the yard. We're not going to be stomping through puddles or anything like that. So definitely it'll be fun for family.
It'll be a good brunch weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if you have family and friends coming into town. It's a great time, especially with our temperatures being back towards average and not that.
So to go back over, tomorrow the clouds will start to clear out by the afternoon, and we'll actually see temperatures increasing about 80 degrees. But we'll bring in the rain chances heading into Thursday and Friday, just as a recap.
Are you planning on going home this weekend? Are you staying in Tallahassee?
I don't know. I'll debate on it and then figure out like last minute on Thursday if I'm leaving.
Right. Well, you can always follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/FSU weather.
You can also like us on Facebook. We post social media updates there on Facebook, facebook.com/FSU weather.
Or on YouTube, I'm going to skip that for beginning part /FSU weather/live.
And you can also follow us on Instagram. You can send us pictures at FSU weather. We love to see your weather pictures. Any type of pictures, dog pictures, anything like that.
Anything fun, we are down to look at it.
Yep, but here from FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
And I'm student meteorologist Alyssa Pejic.
Have a good night.